everybody, welcome back to the SeeSaw. So every year when I'm doing kind of a year-end review and setting the budget and everything for the following year, I look at what we're subscribed to, various subscriptions we have for different things, and just make sure that everything's still a valid subscription, something that I want to continue with, and if it's not, then cancel it. So that's kind of, obviously if something becomes like not something we don't use or something we don't want anymore as the year goes on, we cancel it at the time. But once a year I do a quick check of everything that I have a subscription for and just make sure, whether it be, you know, Netflix and things like that and Amazon Prime, I just do a quick check to make sure we're getting the best price that we can on them and that they're things that we want to continue. So there were a couple of things that I cancelled at the end of last year that I just wasn't using or getting much value out of anymore. And so this company, Snack Surprise, is somebody that I've sort of had an eye on. A number of people we follow subscribe to them. And I just felt something that all of us would enjoy, and it's something for the family. So the premise behind Snack Surprise is that you sign up. It's a monthly subscription box. You sign up. I will leave a link in the description box down below in case you're interested in having a look yourself. And you every month they send you out a box full of snacks from a new country. So they have a different country every month and you get an assortment of snacks. Now they have, I think, 3 different levels, certainly 2 different levels of subscription. They have the regular one and they have the premium one. Now we decided to go with the premium one just because you get everything. And as you can see, we've got a big box of snacks here for the premium one. So we'll see how that goes. But the premium one has all of the snacks plus a drink. And I think the next level down has some of the snacks plus the drink. And then I think there's a very basic one as well. But check the website out if you're interested. So Snack Surprise is all about snacks. So definitely something that all of us in the family will probably enjoy trying. And for January, for our first watch, you don't know what the country's going to be until you get your box. And for January, the box is Bulgaria. And every pack comes with this neat little booklet, which is, you know, something I think, especially with Caleb in the family, something interesting as well, because you get facts about the country that the food is from. So various things in there, and I thought that one was quite interesting. Bulgaria is one of only a handful of countries in the world where a shake of the head means yes and a nod means no, which of course can be quite confusing. So they have lots of different little facts about the country. They have some overall facts, so the capital, the currency, population, area, how long it's been a country, so when it was established, and the official language. And then you also get a couple of pages of information about the various snacks that you've got in your box. So just to be clear, we paid for this from our own money. It's not gifted or a review product. It is something we are buying ourselves. But we thought, because it will be so different every month, we will try to feature an unboxing and a review as often as we can. It may not happen every month, just depends on what else we've got going on. But I just wanted to show you the depth and size of the amount of product. Compared to some of the other boxes we've seen and we've had, there is definitely a lot of product in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything out. I'll walk you through what we've got and share with you the description of what it is. Maybe some of these things you've tried yourself and you might be able to give us some feedback on. And then once we've had a taste of everything, as the kind of week goes on, we'll add a clip to the end of what our favourite item was from this box. So I'm sure each of us will have a different point of view, but our favourite items from the box, so that we've got that to add on to the end. Some of these things I think you could certainly find, probably, especially with it being Bulgarian, in world food aisles in grocery stores that have like an Eastern European section. So certainly some things sort of look familiar to me, but I'll get this unpacked, I'll show you what we've got, and then we can get on with tasting everything as the week goes on. So there is the view of everything we got in the box. Excuse the coats and mess in the background there. It's Caleb's coat hung over the chair. So we got 23 items, which I think is not bad. We paid £25, I think it was, for our box. We did get a discount because we used a discount code to get a percentage off, but normally it would be £25. So I think 23 items, and you can see some of the items are multi-packs of things, and then some are just individual little snack packs, but it's averaging out at just slightly over £1 an item. which I actually think is quite good value for something like this, which is international in terms of the products will need to be shipped in or bought from a in this case a European food distributor or something like that. So I actually think that's quite good value. We have got 6 savoury items, 1 drink, and then 16 sweet items. So that's a fairly good balance between sweet and savoury as well. As I say, everything is designed to be very typical snacks from the country that that the box is featuring. So I'm going to go through them in the order that they appear in the booklet, which is quite random to the order I've got them out, because I've grouped them as savoury and sweet here. But I'm going to go through the order that they're in the booklet, just so that I'm not flicking around in the booklet while I'm explaining them to you. So the first thing we have up is these Cubetti pizzas. Now I'm going to admit up front, I'm probably going to slaughter some of these pronunciations because Bulgarian is not a language I know particularly well. So some of the languages that these boxes may feature I may do slightly better on than others. But this one is, I think, fairly easy. It's Cubetti pizza, flavoured snacks. So these are little baked wheat rye bread cubes. You can see they're tiny little cubes. Small cubes that can be crunched at any time in any place with a pizza flavour. So if I feel them in there, I mean, they definitely look like croutons, but they are tiny. They're very, very small little croutons. And I think they would perhaps be good sprinkled over like some tomato soup, like we would use croutons here, or even sprinkled over some salad for a crunch, because they definitely, pushing on them in the bag, I can feel that they are quite crunchy. They are definitely hard crunchy, but they're very small cubes. So that's definitely something that I'm quite looking forward to trying. I'm not a big savoury snack fan. I like things like peanuts. I do like a bag of crisps if I'm having a sandwich. But my savoury fix comes from things like cheese, which I absolutely love, and like deli meats and things like that, rather than crunchy snacks. Popcorn, sometimes that can be savoury, and I would sometimes have that. So some of these things on the savoury side will definitely be more for Toney's palate than mine, but we will all try to give everything a try. The next thing that they're featuring is this Balkan Cake Bar. This just looks very similar to the sorts of cake bars. You can buy these, and I know Iceland sells them, B&M and Home Bargains sells something similar, Poundland. These little trays of cake bars. These look very similar to that. So the description is a soft, spongy and moist cake with thick cocoa cream filling wrapped in chocolate. So very, very typical European style little cake bar. This one happens to have a chocolate filling in the middle, a chocolate cream filling in the middle, and milk chocolate coating. So that definitely looks like something that we would enjoy. The next item up is the Nestle Miura. So it's Nestle brand, but not anything I've seen in this country. It's called Black and White. And it is a delicious and crispy wafer bar consisting of cocoa wafer crust sandwiched together with fine milk filling. Again, that looks like something we would enjoy. I imagine it's not quite as sweet as some of the others because it's a wafer bar rather than a chocolate coated something or a cake. But definitely looking forward to trying that one. It's definitely, again, quite crispy. You can feel that it's a proper wafer and it doesn't have any coating on it. It's just got the layers in between. So another one I will look forward to. Something I'm not too sure about is something called Temenushki drops, something like that. Don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. Hard candies with the unique taste and floral shape of violet. Definitely interesting to try. So you'll see they look like little violets. Now, I quite like Parma violets, but I wouldn't want to eat a lot of them. Caleb always leaves the Parma violets in the bottom of a mixed bag of sweeties. So interested to try these. They are proper hard candy. They're definitely not soft or jelly in any way, shape or form. So they're like a hard fruit sweet, a boiled fruit sweet. But they're quite cute in design. And obviously the packaging matches the flavour in terms of it being violet. But definitely give those a try. But a bit unsure as to whether I will like those or not. The next item is this, a Medovinka, a super moist, rich and delicious honey cake with the cutest little bear on it, covered in rich milk chocolate. It's a classic and popular treat in Bulgaria. So a honey cake, it feels quite solid. It's not soft and squidgy like the other cake bar was. It's not biscuity, but it's certainly got a more sturdy texture than the other cakes that the other cake that we just looked at. So it's a honey cake with a chocolate coating. Seems like most things are covered in chocolate in Bulgaria. But yeah, don't know how that will be. I've never had a honey cake, I don't think. But it may be like something I've tried. I have travelled quite a lot, so that's the other reason I quite liked the look of this box, because or this subscription service, because often when I travel, you know, I'll pick up little snacks and then you can never get them again. And I'm just thinking, if they hit some of the countries that I've spent time in, I might see some old favourites reappear on the list. The next is this, which I nearly threw away with the packaging. It's just this odd little thing with a barcode on it and no labelling or packaging or anything. It's just very odd. But it's a cocoa glazed dessert bar with a soft fondant core. It's a classic dessert bar and an enjoyable delight for everyone. It's like, I feel like if I came through customs with that in my bag, I might get stopped. But I'm just not sure about it. I'm just not, you know, it's got no product labelling or anything, but does have a barcode, thank goodness. But it is odd, and it feels like solid chocolate. It doesn't have a give to it at all. It just feels like it's a solid chocolate bar. So who knows what that is? I will report back on what that was when we get to it. The next thing is these, which is the biggest bag in there, and it's called, the pronunciation guide on that is Zaobao or Zaobao, Matt, perhaps. Crunchy, fluffy and bite-sized corn puffs with a cream and dill taste. They're super popular throughout Bulgaria. Now, they look a bit What's-It-y, that kind of shape and little puffed up corn. I really don't like dill. I never used to mind it just on like fish and things like that. And then when I went to the States and everything had dill pickles on it. So they have pickled cucumbers like we would call gherkins here in the UK, but they put a lot of dill in with the vinegar. And everything tastes of dill, and it just completely put me off of dill altogether. It's quite an acquired taste, I think, dill. It's one of those things that you either love it or you hate it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to think to those. I will try everything. I have said that. We'll try everything. But I'm just not sure whether I'm going to like those or not. It's kind of, it's got the sour cream, like we would have sour cream and chive. This appears to be sour cream and dill. So, again, we shall see. The next thing I have is this, which is called Boravets, believe it or not. Boravets Wafer, a light and crispy wafer bar with hints of orange and peanut flavour buried beneath layers of rich and creamy chocolate. So again, we've got rich and creamy chocolate coating. Again, this is quite a sturdy, it's a crispy thing, definitely. But orange and peanut, that's just not a flavour combination I would have ever put together. It's got like the Swiss Alps in the background, so it looks a bit like the packaging of what a Toblerone, and that is when I initially put it out of the bag. I thought maybe that's some version of a Toblerone, but it's not. It's a Boravets wafer, and as I say, orange and peanut. I'm either going to really like that or I'm going to hate it because the combination doesn't work for me. It's funny, isn't it, to see how different flavours combine in different countries, and combinations of flavours are popular in different parts of the world that we perhaps wouldn't dream of putting together. So the next one is another little chocolate bar. It's called a Savory Republica, a classic Bulgarian dessert bar with a core of cocoa nugget cream or nougat cream covered with rich milk chocolate. So there's rich milk chocolate again. That one feels a bit soft. That actually feels a bit like a Milky Way. That sort of texture to that from the outside. And if it's got a cocoa nugget cream in the middle, it may just be a bit like a chocolatey Milky Way. But we shall see. The next thing on the list is these, which are beer nuts, elite nuts. Crispy coated peanuts that can be a really good garnish for drinking beer. They're simply irresistible. I love peanuts and I like dry roasted peanuts. These appear to have a bit of a coating on them, a bit like peanuts you might get if you were getting a kind of a Bombay mix or something like that with kind of the coated snacks in. Doesn't say they're spicy, and it certainly doesn't say that on the packaging, and obviously I can't read any of that to know what's in them. Strangely, they've got the storage instructions in English on the package, but nothing else is in English. Oh, there we go. Oh, just shows that they're produced in Bulgaria. So they're obviously a true Bulgarian treat. And I think that's part of the thing with this. It's treats that are definitely either made in Bulgaria or made specifically for the Bulgarian market, although some of these things may be available in other parts of Europe. But the beer nuts, interested to give those a try. And then we've got this, which looks, this is actually really soft. Milkis, a soft milk cake. Delicious cocoa cake inspired by an old recipe, consists of 3 layers of soft cocoa cake separated with milk cream. And that looks and feels a bit like, people in the States will know what I mean if I say a whoopie pie. That's what that feels like. So I am really excited to try that, because I know you can make whoopie pies, and I have made them in the past, but that's what that feels like. So that one is quite exciting to my thoughts around what I might like out of this bag, out of this box. The next is the drink. It's called Derby Etar, or Derby Etar. A carbonated soft drink with an iconic Bulgarian flavour. Now, this is something I had never seen before in all of my travels. Etar is the, that's what that says there. The flavour resembles the taste of caramel and honey. So the Etar is the flavour, and that's traditional Bulgarian or iconic Bulgarian, and they say it resembles caramel and honey. So it's either going to be really sweet or just not really resemble caramel and honey at all and be some other kind of flavour. It's kind of odd. I don't know. Don't really know what to expect from that at all. So we will give you a lowdown on that when we do the review of what we liked best. We'll tell you how we got on with the drink and that funny little thing that doesn't look like it belongs in the box. Then we've got Chippies, which I have seen Chippies in other countries. They're a crisp, crunchy and delicious paprika flavoured potato crisps by Chippy, traditional savoury snack brand in Bulgaria. So Chippy is Bulgarian brand, but I have seen these in other European countries. So paprika flavoured crisps sound perfectly fine to me. They haven't been smashed about too much in their delivery. They've obviously got some Bulgarian celebrities of some kind advertising the brand there, and they'll just be crisps, paprika flavoured crisps. Don't think there'll be anything too different from anything we've tried before, but we shall see. Something I'm looking forward to trying is this. It's a Nestle LZ, or LZ if you're in the States. This to me just looks like an Aero. So aerated, melt in the mouth white chocolate. Each bite feels like a new experience. It's a white chocolate Aero, essentially. Don't know why it's called LZ. I don't know, is Aero a Nestle brand? Can't think off the top of my head whether it's a Nestle brand here or not. But that's exactly what that looks like. If you've seen my recent hauls, you will know that most of the rest of this family are not particularly white chocolate lovers. They will probably try a bit, but it's not their favourite thing. So I may get that one mostly to myself, which I'm not complaining about. The next one is this, which is called Traiana. Delicious biscuits coated in melting cocoa glaze with orange pieces. They're popular throughout Belgian homes. Now, I love chocolate orange flavour, so that actually looks really nice. But what I don't like marmalade, and I don't like pieces of orange. Like, I don't like those little jellied oranges. I don't like orange peel in things unless it's very, very finely grated. So it would depend what the orange is, whether it's a flavour. It does say melting cocoa glaze with orange pieces. Not sure what the orange pieces are going to be, but essentially it's a chocolate orange biscuit. So in theory, you can't really go wrong with that. But that's a nice little box, and there are 160 grams in there. So I'm not sure how many of those biscuits that will be, but it looks like it will be a few. Next, we've got Crumbles, crispy bruschetta that are toasted to perfection and flavoured with grilled vegetables or mushrooms and butter. So we've got the garden grill, which is the grilled vegetable ones. So again, little crispy bites, like little crisp breads really, only smaller. These actually look quite nice again, with vegetable flavour. I would have quite liked the mushroom and butter flavour as well, I think. Although you don't know, mushrooms on a cracker, don't know. I don't know if that works or not. Mushroom flavoured crackers. So maybe I have got the best one. It looks like it's roasted peppers and onions as the flavour profile here. And it's just like little pieces of bruschetta. Again, would perhaps be quite nice with a soup or with some salad or something like that as a side dish rather than necessarily just a snacking dish. The next thing we've got is the Boravets Cake. Now, didn't we have something else that was Boravets? I might just look at my handy dandy. Yeah, the wafer. We had the Boravets Wafer, which was... I don't know where that one is now. Don't know what I've done with it. The Boravets Wafer was the one in... Oh, it was the orange and peanut one. So that was the wafer, and now we've got a Boravets Cake, a delicious and soft cupcake with an attractive 3D shape of a monkey filled with a rich vanilla cream. So this is obviously aimed at young children. Sounds like it might be a bit like a little Barney cake that we get here in the UK, but that sort of thing. That's quite a cute little monkey, actually. So yeah, I think that's probably not going to be anything different from like a Barney, but we'll see. Maybe it's got hidden talents. Next thing is the thing I'm least looking forward to in this package. It's this, which is a Bacio Colio wafer. A strawberry flavoured triangular wafer with a filling of Turkish delight. I'm not a Turkish delight fan. That whole rose water, that just doesn't work for me. My mum loves Turkish delight. Now, having said that, I have a friend... somebody that used to work for me whose mother lives in Turkey, and whenever she went to visit Turkey she would bring back proper Turkish delight, which was a game changer. All different flavors. There was pistachio and there was cherry and there was like lemon and lime flavors, and just really delicious, and it was amazing, but nothing like that like pink awful stuff that we get here, purpley pink colour that we call Turkish delight. I just don't like it. I don't like the flavour. Now what I can't tell is because this has got strawberry on it. So what I can't tell is the wafer is strawberry flavoured, but has it got strawberry flavoured Turkish delight in it, or is it rosewater flavoured Turkish delight? So I will have a nibble of that, but I can't promise I will try. And that's quite a big chunky wafer. But if I don't like it, I will give it to my mum and get her to try it properly, because I don't think the boys will like Turkish delight at all. It's just not something as a family that we are likely to eat very much of. The next thing we have, this is why I quite like the name of this one, Hooligan Crush Pretzels. So a big bag of crunchy, salty and cheesy pretzel bites. There isn't a more perfect combo in the world than cheese and pretzels. So these are the traditionally shaped pretzels that have just been broken up into little bites with a honey mustard sauce on them. I think, again, if you're having drinks, something like that, and the beer nuts in a combination, maybe when Tony and I have a Friday night drink or something, we'll have these as a snack and see how we get on with them. I'm not a big pretzel fan, I have to say. Not my favourite snack, salty snacks at all. But I think that's just because I don't particularly enjoy savoury. I don't like salty anything, really, except salted peanuts. That's the only thing I like that's got a really salty taste. And pretzels can be quite salty. I mean, that's traditional. They have the sea salt on them, so that's traditional. But I don't know, with the honey mustard flavouring over them, maybe that will add something. I don't know. I will try them. Jury's a bit out on whether I will like them. Something I know I will like, well, I'm fairly sure I will like, is this, which is a Caruso Pita. So a unique and delicious combination of blueberry and cheesecake cream filling hugged by freshly baked puff pastry. That is very soft and puffy, feels almost croissant-like, but it's got the blueberry and cream filling. You can buy, I know they have them in Tesco's, these big filled croissants that they have in the bakery section. They're pre-packaged, so they're by, I don't even know the brand name, but these remind me a bit of that because they have filling in them like this, and they are very delicious. But it says up there 33% cream. Obviously it's shelf-stable cream, so it's not cream, but anything that says 33% cream sounds like a dessert to me. But that actually feels really soft, and I hope not to be disappointed by that, because that actually sounds like something I would really enjoy. The next thing is this other little box of things. They're called Chernomorets. The taste of fine peanut cream, orange peels and wafer pieces make these one of the best-selling pralines in Bulgaria. Now again, we've got orange and peanut. Just not a combination I've ever heard of or thought about putting together. But we shall see. Fine peanut cream, sounds a bit like a filling from a Reese's. Orange peels and wafer pieces. So again, we shall see. Not a big fan of orange peel, but willing to give those a try because I do like a praline. So we shall see. Down to the last two items, we've got Caramel Mou, which I love the name Caramel Mou. Diversify your day with these original Bulgarian caramel hard candies. Smile with their rich caramel taste. Now they do feel really hard. So proper toffee candies. So these might not work for me because my teeth at my age now don't particularly like really hard caramels anymore. But I do love caramel. So might have to melt some of those down and do something with it that way. That's just giving me the idea on there. But yes, a little bag of chewy caramels. And then the last item we have is this Mourinhi Wafer, a crunchy and delicious wafer bar decorated with peanuts. It has chocolate both on the inside and outside. So you can see again, it's a little layered, almost a wafer bar, coated in peanuts. And it looks like there's peanuts on the inside as well. So a bit like, what's that bar called here with the peanuts? Toffee Crisp? Does that have peanuts? I don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a bar that we have. Or is it in the States? Is it a Babe Ruth or something like that? I don't know what I'm talking about. There's something that I know. Or is it a millionaire bar? Maybe it's a millionaire bar. Who knows? I'm just going to keep throwing random names out until something sticks. But peanuts and chocolate, I don't think you can go wrong with that combination. It does feel quite a solid bar. It's not soft and givey at all. But yes, that is everything. Quite happy with the contents of this, our first little box from Snack Surprise. We'll give all of this a try over the coming days, not all tomorrow, much to Caleb's disappointment. It won't all happen tomorrow, but we will try everything, and then we'll come back, and once we've had a chance to try everything, and give you our verdict on our favourite items and anything we really didn't like. But we'll also tell you specifically how the drink is and how that funky little silver wrapped piece of chocolate apparently is. I still can't help laughing at that. Anyway, we will get these tasted. We'll get them tried. We'll do anything for our channel, anything for our viewers, including tasting all of these treats. Aren't you lucky? So you don't have to. But if you are interested in finding out more about the service, then do look at the link I've left down below and perhaps have a sample box for yourself. I think you can stop your prescription. I keep calling it a prescription, and maybe it is. I think in the day and age we're in, we need a prescription for snacks. There you go. It's my snack prescription every month. And I think you can start and stop it as you want to. So maybe give it a try if it's something that you think your family might enjoy. But for now, I'm off to get these put out of Caleb's way so he doesn't try them all at once tomorrow during homeschooling day. And we'll be back to tell you what we think of them. Hi everybody. So in the interest of giving feedback to you, our lovely subscribers, we have taken the difficult task of trying all of these Bulgarian snacks for you. So we're going to share with you what our favourite sweet and savoury items were each, but we all agreed on our 3 least favourite items from the bag. The first was that strange little foil wrapped thing that didn't have a label or anything on it. It was really weird. It was odd chocolate with a filling that was just like,
it was just all sugar.
It was solid sugar. It wasn't soft and fondanty. It was like a solid strip of sugar, wasn't it? It was very, very odd.
It was sugar coated.
And there was nothing really to enjoy about it. And even the chocolate on the coating wasn't particularly nice chocolate. So we all agreed that was our least favourite sweet thing. Followed by the Turkish Delight wafer. None of us particularly. Tony had never tried Turkish Delight.
Yeah, and that kind of turned me right off.
And he doesn't plan to. Caleb didn't enjoy it. And for me, it was all the things I don't like about Turkish Delight, which is that rose flavour. That's just not something I enjoy, that kind of floury taste. The wafer was quite nice, but the Turkish Delight was not for us. So we definitely agreed on that. And then on the savoury item, these. So these had promised, they look like What's-Its. So there's that sort of thing. But they are sour cream and dill. And the dill was a really strong dill flavour. And I don't like dill at all. I don't like... I think it comes from when I was in the States, and the popular way to do pickled cucumbers in the States are dill pickles, which have a really strong dill flavour, and I really didn't like them. I've spent a lot of time visiting Sweden with one of my jobs, and everything had dill all over it there, and I didn't like that either. And these just tasted like a mouthful of dill. So the puff was quite a nice little puff, a bit like a giant What's-It or a Cheeto, but sour cream and dill we didn't like, did
I
we?
like the sour cream and not the dill.
You couldn't separate the sour cream and dill though.
If I could, I would have.
So Caleb, what was your favourite savoury item?
Well, I really got two, but my first favourite is the paprika chippies. And they taste, they're not like spicy, but they have like a kind of hot kick to it.
Yep.
So it's like a tortilla chip.
Yep.
But it's not spicy, but as I said, it's quite
We assume
hot.
these are the Bulgarian, like the equivalent of Walkers or Lays or something like that, because they're definitely a Bulgarian company. We looked them up, but they were quite tasty. So that was your favourite savoury.
And I also had another one which was honey mustard.
Well, you let Daddy do that because that was Daddy's favourite. So what was your favourite sweet item?
Like caramel, hard caramel.
Chewy caramels,
Yeah.
aren't they? They're quite hard, but they actually soften up quite quickly. And they're really milky. And Caleb, after all the chocolate there was, Caleb actually preferred these chewy caramels. So, Tony, what was your favourite savoury?
The honey mustard pretzels.
Honey mustard pretzel bites. So these were little pieces of pretzel with a honey mustard flavouring. And why did you like those?
Honey mustard, of course.
He said they were some of the best
They are.
pretzel bites he'd ever had. So
I want to have a whole pretzel now.
we now need to find those somewhere. And what about sweet? Who you're not a sweet fan, are you particularly?
No, I'm not. I should like that one.
Just a little kind of cake bar with chocolate cream filling and chocolate outside. And it almost had, Caleb said it tasted like alcohol, although he doesn't know what alcohol tastes like.
It tasted like it had rum in it.
It did taste like it had rum in it.
I
So
didn't say that. You said that. I didn't. I only tried the chocolate off the top of it.
no, it didn't have that anywhere on the description that it had rum in it, but that did taste like it had got some kind of liquor through it. So my favourite, I'm with Caleb, these Chippy Chips crisps were my favourite savoury item. Actually, all of the savoury items, apart from those puff things, were really good. And we were quite surprised. We really did enjoy all of the savoury items in this particular box. And then when it came to the sweet stuff, I actually really liked this. And it was the one with peanut and orange. And these had a very similar flavour, but they were more of a kind of a nuggety type of the soft, but like a nuggety type of flavour, whereas this was a chocolate bar. And it was a peanut and orange combination, which, as I said, I was quite sceptical about. Did that even work? And it really does work. And they were really both very tasty. And then the drink, we were sort of just blur about the drink. It had a bit of a florally taste to it, although not. It was caramel and honey, wasn't it?
It kind of tasted like a little bit like flowers, but it didn't taste.
Yeah,
really
so I think
like
that was the
flowers.
honey in it, but it didn't particularly taste like caramel, and it was just really not one thing or another. So can't say we particularly disliked it, but we didn't really like it either.
But in the
So
middle.
yeah, somewhere in between on that. So that is our review of our Bulgaria box. Now the way the Snack Surprise boxes work is you pay for them at the beginning of the month and you get them at the end of the month. So we're now preparing for delivery of our next box, which should be sometime next week. Obviously a surprise as to what country that is. We've all got our thoughts about what we'd like to see. I'd quite like to see New Zealand snacks or Canada snacks or South African snacks.
I want to see Switzerland, Chile, and I forgot what the
You said Mexico, didn't you?
Mexico, yeah.
So some like South American sort of snacks. Do you have a view?
Not really.
No, like Tony will just go with whatever. But we'll do this for each month that we get this box. We'll do this. We'll show you what's in it. We'll go away and taste everything, and then we'll come back and tell you what we thought of it. In case you're ever travelling through Bulgaria and you want to know what to snack on, those are some of our favourites. So thank you for joining us for this video, and we look forward to seeing you back here on the SeeSaw soon. Bye!